Hello to all of our listeners out there. I want to be the first to tell you happy Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for tuning in and spending your Thanksgiving evening with us. I hope that you have had a great day, had a good time with your family. Hope that you didn't eat too much, but hey, it's okay to, really go all out and go big and eat as much as you can on Thanksgiving. This show is pre-recorded, so we will not be able to take live callers this week, but we will resume taking live callers next week. My co-host will be joining me shortly, Miss Moni. But as of right now, what we're going to do, we're going to kick it off with our favorite song. This is "Won't Give Up" by Mr. Terrell Brinson.
Yeah. I want to share something with you today. You might be here and you're going through something and you're almost ready to throw in the towel. Don't do it. God is about to come through for you. Listen. I've been singing gospel music for so very long, trying to tell the world about God's love and where He's brought me from. He never said life would be easy or that trouble would not come. But if I'd hold on and not be weary, my reaping days would come. Now there's been times it didn't look like life was treating me fair, but I just held on and kept the faith. Then God showed me He was always there. Don't give up now. No,
I'm gonna keep believing.
Keep believing, yo. Yeah.
This long, a few more days and I shall receive.
Don't you give up now. No,
I gotta keep waiting.
No.
As I wait on the Lord, yo.
Wait on the Lord, yo.
He promised to renew my strength. I won't give up now.
Don't do it.
I'm gonna keep believing.
Keep on believing,
I've
yeah.
waited this long.
Hey, yeah.
A few more days and I shall receive.
Don't you give up now.
I gotta keep waiting as I wait on the Lord, y'all. He promised to renew my strength.
Now there's still times when it don't look like my dreams will come true, but I'm gonna keep on sowing my faith seeds as I watch what God's about to do. He told me to ask and I would receive. He said seek and I would find. Knock and the door will be open. God is a friend of mine. Now Satan is a liar and a cheater and a robber too. He come to steal, kill and destroy, but God got a plan for you.
I
Don't
won't give up now.
No.
I'm gonna keep believing.
Keep on believing,
I've waited this long.
Yes.
A few more days and I shall receive. I won't give up now.
Don't you do it, no.
I gotta keep waiting.
Keep on waiting
as I
on
wait
God.
on the Lord, y'all.
Yeah.
He promised to renew my strength. I won't give up now.
You're closer than you
I'm
think.
gonna keep believing.
Keep believing,
I've
yeah.
waited this long.
Oh, yeah.
A few more days and I shall receive. I won't give up now.
Yeah.
I gotta keep waiting as I wait on the Lord, y'all.
15 years
He promised to renew
become
my
king.
strength. I won't give
Moses
up
waited 40
now.
years, yo,
I'm
to
gonna
lead
keep believing.
Israel out of Egypt.
I've
Sarah
waited
waited
this long.
25 years
A few
for
more
Isaac
days and I shall
to be
receive.
born.
I won't give
Rebecca
up now.
waited 20 years
I gotta
to
keep
give birth
waiting
to Esau and Jacob.
as I wait
If
on
you
the
wait upon
Lord, y'all.
the Lord,
He promised to renew my strength. I won't give up now.
don't do it.
I'm gonna keep believing.
Keep believing,
I've
y'all.
waited this long.
Yeah.
A few more days and I shall receive. I
Don't you
won't
give up
now. I gotta keep waiting.
Keep on waiting.
As I wait on the Lord,
Wait
y'all.
on the Lord, yeah.
He
Don't
promised to
you
renew
give
my
up
strength.
now.
All right, right, if you guys please give it up. Once again, that was Won't Give Up. That's a new song by gospel recording artist Mr. Terrell Brinson. And like the song says, we cannot give up. There's so much going on all around us, but we have to stay in this fight and not give up. I'm going to help my co-host, Miss Moni, will be joining shortly. Also, our special guest this evening will be none other than Mrs. Bobby McClure Graves. She's currently a candidate for Hinds County Election Commissioner, District 2, and she's a former election commissioner for District 2, in the past. So she's going to be joining us with some very important information. Um, the general election has officially been certified. I want to say it was certified on I think I heard today that they certified the election results. And so here recently it was the results were certified. And so we now know who will be representing us, this upcoming next 4 years. Now, as of right now, I've heard that two people have contested their races. So Brent Bailey for Public Service Commission in Central District, and Allison Lauderdale, she was running for Hinds County Board of Supervisors District 4. And I do know that both of them, like I said, as of the time of this recording, they are requesting to go in and count the ballot boxes and I guess just recount the votes and just verify everything. And we're going to have a dig a little deeper into that conversation when we have Mrs. Graves on the line because she knows a little bit more about the process than I do. But y'all, let's just continue to pray for our people, our elected officials. Let's continue to pray for our state, our city, and our county. We're in some trying times right now. So let's remember to keep everybody lifted up in prayers. We have a very exciting show this evening. I think it's going to be exciting because Miss Moni has not told me what the topic is. So I'm excited for her to get here and share the topic with me. And we're going to give you some valuable information. I'm pretty sure Miss Moni's always cooking up something. So once again, thank you for tuning in. We're just so grateful to have our loyal listeners tuning in. And we hope that your Thanksgiving was great. We hope that you enjoyed your meal, had a lot of food. We have to really reflect back and when Thanksgiving comes and reflect on all of the things that we're grateful for. There's so many things that we can complain about in life. There's so many things that are not going right in life, but we cannot look at that. Each day that we open our eyes up and we're blessed to live another day, guess what? That's a good day because that gives us the opportunity to accomplish the things that we want to accomplish. So just the fact that we were able to open our eyes up this morning with breath still in our bodies, if you can't be thankful for anything else, be thankful for that. Because I promise you, there's somebody that's in a worse situation than you're in. So let us be grateful, thankful to our friends, our family, and just be thankful, to have life. And so we're going to have to be bringing Miss Graves up in just a moment. So we will be right back in just a second with Mrs. Bobby McClure Graves. All right, listeners, we are back and we have joining us in the studio Mrs. Bobby McClure Graves. She's currently running for election commissioner for District 2, and she also is a former election commissioner. So we're going to bring her on and she's going to tell us a little bit about why she's the perfect person for the job. And then we're going to have a discussion about some things that are going on right here in Hinds County in regards to our previous general election. So good evening to you, Mrs. Graves. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, well, I appreciate you giving me this opportunity to reach your audience. I tell everybody the best form of advertisement is word of mouth, and I know you have a large constituents out there, and the more I can reach, the better it is for me.
Yes, ma'am, most definitely. And we have some really good people in District 66 that want to be informed about the process and things that are going on. So we do whatever we can to keep the people informed because that's important in the times that we're in right now.
It is. And, I have been saying, advocating voter education and clarity the whole while I've been campaigning. So I want the people to know that I am here. I'm transparent. I'm offering clarity to anything that I can. If you have a question or concern, and that I want to educate all voters about the process and to let them know what's going on. That's not just for now because I'm campaigning, but that is for the whole while that I'm in office, from day one until.
That is absolutely amazing. And Ms. Graves, I just want to commend you because every time I hear you speak or every time I talk to you, I hear the passion in your voice and in your heart for this office. And it's important that when people run for office, that number one, you understand the duties of the office, and number two, that you're passionate about it. Because that if you're passionate about it, you're going to do right by the people.
You know, Fabian, people run for office for different reasons. Some like to have what they call prestige, and some like to do it just for the money, and some just get in there. It's terrible to say, but just because somebody put them up to running, you know, if you're running for election commissioner, well, for the money, you're in the wrong field. You would not get rich being an election commissioner. If you're running for prestige, then that comes with people recognizing you as being um, um, intelligent. It is dealing with you being dedicated, and most of all, I think it deals with you having integrity. And my parents raised me. I'm from the old school on having integrity. You know, they taught us that your word is your bond. So everything I hear while I'm campaigning, I believe it. And I plan to stay true to it because I'm dedicated and I want to be held accountable.
That's important. And those are all qualities that we have to have, in an election commissioner. And a lot of people don't understand the role of an election commissioner and how important election commissioners are. Can you talk a little bit about the role and why election commissioners are so important?
Oh, yes, that's one of my favorite topics. You know, um, every election from the president on down begins and ends with the election commissioners. People that want to run for an office don't just go in and sign the dotted line with their name. There is a criteria to becoming a candidate, and it's up to the election commissioners to make sure that these candidates are chosen according to the criteria. So once again, every election begins with the election commissioners because they are the ones that certify the candidates. And
Sorry, we lost Miss Graves. We're going to get her back on the line. Hang on for us just a second, please. All right, y'all. I'm so sorry. We lost Miss Graves for a moment. Miss Graves, we have you back on the line.
Yes, I was saying that I was explaining the process, the procedure, the duties of election commissioners, and I had begun by each election begins with the election commissioners, and once the election commissioner certifies a person to be a candidate, then they put that person's name on the ballot. Now, the election commissioners at that point will design the ballots. They will order the ballots to be printed. They are getting the ballots to the precincts, and they're responsible for the ballots to make sure that the supplies and everything that is needed on election day is there. Election commissioners are not perfect, but you allow for certain things to happen. And I'm just going to say, when I was there, because I have to speak on my experience. So when I was there, if there was a problem at any precinct, we had sheriff department employees that were on call, and they would come. We would call them, let them know you need to go to precinct, whatever. Take these ballots or take these pens or whatever is required. They would take what was needed, put the blue lights on, and immediately get that what was needed to the precinct. So I say that to say sometimes things happen, but you should have a backup method. At the end of the day, well, let me back up. So once the ballot boxes are fixed, the election commissions are responsible for the voting machines. They have a company that they work with, and so they have to make sure that the names are right, that the ballots are right. Then the voters can go vote. It should be done effortlessly. It should be done just smooth as possible by going in, showing your ID, signing the poll book, get your ballot, mark your ballot, put it in the machine, and you're out. It should not take a long time. But there again, that's at the precincts, and the election commissioners are responsible for training the poll workers. So to make sure that if anything is wrong, if there's a concern or a problem, they should be able to answer it. If not, they should be able to contact the election commissioner to get an answer. So once the polls are closed, those ballots come back to the election commissioner's office. The election commissioners are the ones that process the ballots, and they're the ones at the end of the day to certify which candidate is the winner. So it begins with certifying a person to be a candidate, and it ends with the election commissioner certifying who the winner is. So from top to bottom, it's very important that you have a person that's in that office that is competent, that is able to have things prepared in time. And it's important for you to have, the voters, to be confident that you have a there to represent you and that would do the right thing.
You know what? You are so right. There are a lot of duties for the election commissioner. Now, this leads me to my next question. Now, the general election was recently certified, so they just certified the results. And what we're seeing is today there were two candidates that are challenging their elections. One is Brent Bailey for Public Service Commissioner, and the other is Allison Lauderdale for District 4 Hinds County Supervisors, Board of Supervisors. And so my question is, what role does election do the election commissioners play whenever an election is challenged, and what's the process to that?
When an election is challenged, a resolution board is called in. They're there to check what was rejected and what was accepted or rejected. Now, the election commissioners are the ones that go through and accept or reject, say, an affidavit ballot. The resolution board is there to challenge, well, why was this rejected? You have to prove what was wrong with this vote for it not to count. And traditionally, a candidate is allowed to be there as well and watch the process. And they can ask questions. At the end of the day, resolution board will um, challenge what was rejected. And at the end of the day, from that decision, um, the the election commissioners has to go by what the resolution board come up with.
Wow. And the thing I guess that I'm getting at is okay, any candidate can, challenge an election. That's, a candidate's right to, challenge an election. But the issue that I have is when you have an election commission that is not properly doing their job, that gives more reason for a candidate to challenge an election. So that's why it's important that we're getting it right on the election commissioner's side so that things like this don't happen, so that we don't have that benefit of a doubt.
You know, everybody knows what happened on November the 7th. I'm not going to elaborate on that.
Yes, ma'am.
I think 3 national news channels did that well enough. But what happened does fall on the election.
I'm sorry. You said it does fall on the election commissioner?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. And it's important that the people understand and know that because I've been everywhere I go, I'm letting people know where the ball was dropped. We have to educate people and let them know what it is. Then, that's ultimately what happened. So that's why I keep stressing the importance of election commissioners because you can have a presidential candidate on a ballot. If you don't have election commissioners doing what they're supposed to do, that could possibly cause this guy or lady their election.
You know, I want people to think back a few years when Al Gore was running for president. What happened in Florida? It took them forever to go through because it was being challenged. But at the end of the day, commissioners was the one that made the decision.
Wow. Look at that.
And Al Gore did not become president.
Did not become president because of that. So that's why it's important. People, we have to get out and vote. And for every single person, election commissioners, even before this election, I was telling people, I say people are sleeping on the election commissioners. They are the most important and less talked about position that we have on our ballots because they are in charge of making sure that we can exercise our right to vote. And so it's important. And like you said earlier, we're all human. We all make mistakes, but we have to have contingency plans in place so that when mistakes happen, we can get out of them quickly. That's very important.
You know, election commissioners, the board, is just like the city council, just like the board of supervisors. They have regular scheduled meetings. They are supposed to be posted. People are able to come in and watch the process. They can come in and see what happened at these election commissioners' meetings. We used to post them, and people would come in. And that needs, I don't know if they still are doing that or not, but according to law, that is what's supposed to happen.
Yes. That's a good idea. People need to go and see the process and understand the process. And Miss Graves, that is the reason that I support your candidacy. That's the reason that I'm endorsing you because I know that with your knowledge, that's what it's going to take your knowledge and your experience in order to make sure that we're having, fair and equal elections. Because guess what? I'm going to be on the ballot again in 4 years, and I want to make sure that all my voters can go out and vote for me without any problems.
I don't intend to go back into all with animosity against anyone who's out there now spreading untrue statements about me. I want to go back in that office and work with all the election commissioners because I not only want District 2, but I want all of the districts to work together in unison like it used to be. Now, um, commissioners don't always, when I was there, didn't always agree on everything. Husband and wives don't always agree. Girlfriends and boyfriends, and other whatever. People don't always agree. But the bottom line, when I was there, we were more concerned about the voters. And we did what was right. We did what we had to do for the voters. And it worked that way. Sometimes your disagreement can bring out something that needs to help all of us. And we work together. When I was there, like I said, it wasn't perfect, but it was not it is now. And the election commissioner office is not a personal business. It is a public service. We are there to serve our constituents. The voters are our boss, and we need to do what we have to do. And, that's how I feel. I'm there for you. Because when you vote for me, you're voting for yourself. I tell people, I remind people of nature is self-preservation. So you're going to take care of yourself. You vote for Bobby McClure Graves, you're voting for yourself. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to do what I need to do that's right. The law. I'm going to study the statutes if it's something I don't know. And I am not going to try to smooth over something. I will give you a direct, clear, correct answer. If I don't have it, I'm not going to fabricate, but I do know how to go to the source to get the answer. And that's what
And you know what? And that is important. And you made a very good point. When you said as public servants, we're not there to make friends. We're there to serve our people and represent the best interest of our people. And we have to get along with each other. We have to leave all of the personal stuff at home because at the end of the day, our constituents are suffering when we're bickering and we're fighting and we're going back and forth.
Yep, some terrible things have been brought out in public at city council meetings, at board of supervisors meetings, and even election commissioner meetings.
Yes,
but at the end of the day, you try to work together, and that's what I want to do. I want to bring back unity to that office. Now I know. Not being negative, but I know there's some things that, well, no, I'm not even going to address that, Fabian. Let's just move on to something that I just know people are spreading false rumors on me. And I say to that, well, you can try to take it away. You can try to do what you want to do. But what the Lord has for me is for me.
Amen. That's it. We keep our head up and we stick to the messaging to our constituents and let them know why we're the best person for our office. And constituents are going to go show up and they're going to go and show out on November 28th and they're going to vote for Mrs. Bobby McClure Graves and you will be our District 2 election commissioner. So you are doing the right thing. What God has for you, nobody can take it.
Fabian, I constantly remind people, experience matters.
Yes, ma'am.
I have been there. I know the job. I know what's required. I have been there much longer than my opponent.
And that's important because the things you just told me, that's a lot. That's a lot. You have a lot of duties as an election commissioner.
Well, I've been there. A full term for election commissioner is years. I served one full term plus half of a term when one of the commissioners moved to something else.
Okay.
So, even without that, just the 4 years that I served is more than a few months.
Yes, ma'am.
And my record, I stand on my record. I was secretary of the commission for a while. I can tell you what went on in our meetings, who voted and didn't vote on certain things. I tell you that when I was there, we went to the board of supervisors often with complaints and concerns. And, you know, the board of supervisors don't handle in-house things. And they actually, we had gone over there so much with complaints and stuff. At the time, one of the supervisors, y'all need to just clean your own house. Because they can only do so much as board of supervisors. Yes, we have 5 election commissioners. There are 5 districts. There are 5 supervisors. And, you know, we need to all try to get along. We shouldn't try to put each other down. Because in the end, it's the voters, our constituents, are the ones that's not going to get what they deserve. And I want them to have the best. I want to be the best election commissioner ever. And I'm going to do what I can do to make that happen.
That is great. Well, you guys have heard from Mrs. Bobby McClure Graves, our District 2 candidate for election commissioner. And so, Ms. Graves, if you can, tell the voters what they need to do, what you want them to do for you.
I would like to first thank everyone that went out to vote for me in the general election on November the 7th. I was the highest vote. I had the highest number of votes, and people really thought I had already won. I've been getting congratulations, and I said, no, it's not over yet. We have a runoff election. So I'd like to ask all those out to vote for me in the general election and those who voted for other opponents that are not in the runoff, I want everyone continue to pray, support, and vote for Bobby McClure Graves. I would like for everyone to remember that on November the 28th, that is when we have to seal the deal. It's not over until count has been done for the runoff election. It's very important to go back. It's just as important to vote in a runoff as it is in a regular election. Because, like I said, it's not over until the end of the day on the runoff election on November 28th. I ask people to go back and let's do it again and elect Bobby McClure Graves, Hinds County Election Commissioner for District 2.
People, you have heard it directly from Mrs. Bobby McClure Graves. She wants you to go back to the polls on November 28th and cast your vote for her again and get her elected as District 2 Election Commissioner. The polls will be open from 7 a.m. until 7 o'clock p.m. And remember, as long as you have the right to vote. So please, the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, return to the polls again. And let's get Miss Bobby McClure Graves elected.
I want to share something with you today. You might be here and you're going through something and you're almost ready to throw in the house. Don't do it. God is about to come through for you. For so very long, trying to tell the world about God's love and wait on me from He never life would be easy, or that trouble would not come. But if I hold and not be weary, my weeping would down that time. It didn't look like life would be fair, but I just held on and kept the faith. Then God showed me He always there. Don't give up now. No, you leave your
promised to renew my strength. Give up now. Don't do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna believe again. Yes, Lord. Yeah. Yeah, I shall reach. Don't you give up now. I gotta keep waiting as I wait on the Lord. Promise to renew my strength. Now there's still time when it don't look like.
Yes. That was music from Mr. Terrell Brinson. Won't
All
give.
right, all right. Hello, everybody. Hey, Miss Crystal Monique, are you there with us?
Yes. How you doing, everyone?
All right, the sound is gone out again. All right, I am so sorry, you guys. We are having technical difficulties over here. Let's see here. Let me try to see what we can do to get Miss Moni back over there. Miss Moni, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. So we got a thumbs up, but I still can't hear you.
See if you can take me off of mute.
It is, let's see here. I'm going to unmute and I'm going to mute, and it is doing the same thing again. Oh, no.
You guys,
We have been having some technical difficulties all evening. I think it's something going on with our streaming app here. So let's see here. Let's see how we're going to navigate around this.
So could you hear the music?
It's still not doing. So I am. All right, we are having technical difficulties. Hey, I guess our devices are enjoying Thanksgiving early and they don't want to work right, but we finally have it worked out. Miss Moni, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Thank goodness.
I
Look, that song by Mr. Brinson says, "Won't give up." We did not give up tonight.
That's a true testament. So, like our listeners know, we've said, we're pre-recording for the Thanksgiving show. So it's probably like 10:30, almost 11 o'clock on Tuesday evening. We've been working, we are tired, but we just have to make sure that we are here for our listeners, giving them a great show. And, we won't give up. So we are here to give them just that. So, Miss Moni, welcome to the show. It's so good to finally have you here. I've been lonely without you, so now you are here. So take it away.
Yes. Well, thank you, Fabian. Yes, we've been working so hard, especially to make sure that our listeners are going to be able to still enjoy our beautiful voices on Thanksgiving with your family on 90.1 WNPR at 6 p.m. on this Thursday, of course. So thank you, everyone, for listening. Definitely, we appreciate you for supporting our page, liking our stuff, and thank you and congratulations again to our winners of last week's giveaway. So congratulations. Yes. Miss Wilson and Miss Hughes, they should be getting their gift cards any day now. So congratulations to you. And every week we have a free giveaway. And this week, we wanted to give it to a father, which is Kool-Aid, DJ Kool-Aid. He was the first person under our post to be able to say he cannot wait for this show on Thursday. So congratulations to DJ Kool-Aid. He is our giveaway for this Thursday. Happy Thanksgiving, DJ Kool-Aid.
Congratulations, DJ Kool-Aid. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for supporting our show. We really appreciate you.
And your gift card will be in the mail soon. So now, Fabian, you have a really great topic for today. The topic of the day is single parent struggle and co-parenting. I know you're a single parent, so I know you know a lot about that. Do you know that there are at least 13 main issues that people have when it comes to being a single parent? Could you guess one of them?
Wow. Only 13?
Main ones.
I'm going to tell you, just really support trying to, always feeling like you're not enough, for your children. And being a single parent is hard because I say, well, you know, being a dad, I just don't feel like I can give my sons the same nurturing as a
Mhm.
mother could. And so it's always
Mhm.
feeling that, how do I feel a gap of what is it that I need to do? And, I'm not enough. That's how I feel so many times.
Because you realize that every child's needs are different. Back in the day, our parents were very strict, and one rule was for every child. But nowadays it's kind of different. This generation, every child is different, so you really do have to like parent each child differently. What do you say?
Yes, most definitely. Like you say, with this generation, back when we were growing up, whatever mama or daddy said, that was it. But now, whatever mama or daddy says, our kids are going to go look it up online and
Mhm.
figure it out. And then they're going to come back with, Dad, this is what I saw online. So that is completely different. And so I agree with you. And right now, each child has different needs than we had. But back when we grew up, whatever the adult said was the final say so. But now, it's a bit complex being a parent.
Mhm. Well, here is one thing, several things that struck me as interesting on their list of problems and concerns for single parents that they do have these days. Like you mentioned, emotional challenge, finances, that's a big one,
Yeah,
guilt,
yeah.
relationship problems. If you're trying to date, when do you introduce your child, to your significant other, or do you even introduce until you know that you're serious? Behavior problems. A lot of people have to worry about, when you're a single parent. Do I whoop them or do I not whoop them? Should I chastise them? Should I put them on a punishment? So those are some behavior problems that you may see, and then you wonder as a parent, what should I do? When it comes to punishment, when I know they're acting out, and it could be. This is just my opinion. It could be that they're seeking attention, or that it could be that they possibly just, you know, are bullied at school. And we just need to sometimes just sit them down and just ask them, why is